India's first NGO television, Malanadu TV India.
Friends, today marks a significant milestone in the journey of St. Joseph Hospital Trust. We are proud to announce the signing of two important international memorandums of understanding, each opening new doors for collaboration, innovation, and global partnerships. MOU Healthy Lineage Singapore offers MOUs with Healthy strong advocate for technological advancement in healthcare. We are honored to welcome Dr. Jyoti Devakuma, the founder and CEO of Healthy Lineage, originally from San Francisco. Originally from San Francisco, Dr. Jyoti is a distinguished healthcare researcher and a keynote speaker at several global summits. She also leads healthcare initiatives in China and the USA, making this collaboration truly international in scope. After several discussions and planning, we are pleased to finalize this MOU. Healthy Lineage will be our digital technology partner, supporting our mission to enhance the hospital's infrastructure and digital capabilities. With the integration of AI and other advanced technologies, this partnership aims to elevate St. Joseph Hospital to international standards. This is a proud moment for us as it marks our first collaboration with a Singapore-based healthcare technology firm. We look forward to a fruitful and impactful partnership that will shape the future of healthcare delivery at our institution. MOU with Crystal Medicals Maldives. We are also delighted to sign an MOU with Crystal Medicals, a well-established multi-specialty medical clinic in Maldives. This partnership will provide St. Joseph Hospital with a vital international opening and an opportunity to extend our service beyond borders. I extend a warm welcome to Mr. Shyam, Managing Director and of Crystal Medicals. Through this MOU, we aim to address the backlog of surgeries in Maldives as communicated by the Maldivian government. Rather than referring all patients to India, our objective is to conduct most of these surgeries locally in Maldives in collaboration with Crystal Medicals, thereby supporting the Maldivian healthcare system and reducing costs for patients. The Ascenda insurance program will play a crucial role in making treatment more accessible and affordable. In any critical care or specialized treatment be required, Crystal Medicals will refer patients to St. Joseph Hospital, where we are committed to provide high quality care. This MOU is unique, possibly the first of its kind from Kerala, and reflects a new direction in international medical collaboration. We are confident that this partnership will be mutually beneficial and long-lasting. St. Joseph Hospital will extend full support in both specialty and super specialty care, ensuring comprehensive treatment solutions for patients. Now let me conclude. Today is a very special day for St. Joseph Hospital Trust. We are signing two important international agreements. These partnerships are not just a step forward, but a big move toward global recognition. But this team will help us to improve the way we deliver healthcare. We believe these partnerships will bring positive changes. They will also help us build new ideas and grow in the future. Thank you very much. God bless us all.
Thank you, Reverend Father Lajit Polymerville OCD for the humble presentation. It's now my honor to introduce our distinguished partners. First, we have Dr. Jyoti Devakuma, founder and CEO of Healthy Lineage. Dr. Jyoti Devakumar is distinguished scientist and entrepreneur with PhD in biotechnology. She has led significant projects in drug discovery, managed large team in India's biotech sector. She founded 3 startups across Malaysia, Singapore and US. Currently, she is the CEO of Healthy Vignettes, an AI healthcare company, and is actively involved in venture capital and innovation in healthcare. Dr. Jyoti Devakumar is also a famous international speaker and advisor on longevity and healthcare disruption. Her extensive expertise and leadership greatly enrich our collaborative efforts. We are delighted to welcome Dr. Jyoti Devakumar for presenting proposed memorandum of understanding. Welcome you, ma'am.
Supposed to speak about. Hi. First of all, let me thank Father Laju and the hospital for giving me this podium and the opportunity to speak. And I also would like to thank my dear friend Ajish. And I'm so glad to be here in God's own country, Kerala. There is another aspect of God's own country that I came to see, which is every time I go through or drive through the streets of Kerala, there are hospitals on either sides. That means people here take their healthcare very, very seriously, and I'm glad to be here. And why do I enjoy working with St. Joseph's? For 3 main reasons. One, it's got rich heritage and history, more than a century old. And second reason is because they serve the underprivileged, people that deserve the care, despite the fact that they do not have all the money to spend on the healthcare. And third, we have visionaries such as Father Laju and the other people that are relentlessly serving the underprivileged society here. So I would like to extend whatever tools that we built to serve this hospital and to ensure that this goes way forward in helping the patients. Because AI has captured everyone's attention and imagination in the last few years. Until 2022, very few of us knew, do I have a time limit? Sorry. I mean, I can go on for hours. So I was told that it is 20 minutes, but then I was also told it's 10 minutes. So I just need a timer. 10 minutes? Okay, sure. 10 minutes it is. 10 minutes it is. No problem. So AI, most of us did not know what AI was until 2022. Now, there's not a single dinner discussion that goes without talking about AI or without mentioning AI, artificial intelligence. It's captured everyone's attention. So everybody was wowed by the fact that ChatGPT could answer your questions almost like a human. Like even high school students were writing their essays using ChatGPT. What could take weeks was taking minutes, right? And today, if you look at the statistics, in 2022, there were about 54% of companies, just within a few months of ChatGPT being launched, there were 54% of companies that were dependent on AI. Not completely dependent, but they were using AI for one or the other of their functionalities. In 2023, that rose to 72%, a staggering increase. In 2024, that rose to 78%. In my opinion, by end of 2025, every company will have a component of AI in them, especially healthcare. Healthcare is going to be heavily dependent on AI. Having said that, let's look at the competition in AI. Every big boy out there, when I say big boys, I mean the Google and the Microsoft and the OpenAI, all of them are competing for supremacy. And then DeepSeek came in just a couple of months ago. It routed up $500 billion of US stock exchange in a matter of 3 days. That's the impact of AI. And then even countries, for example, just in 2024, Google has pledged $75 billion to spend on AI, all aspects of AI. Just last week or 2 days ago, they come up with a software called Flow. And what does Flow do? You can talk to it in plain English. You can say, make a video of me, Jyoti Devakumar, fighting with the aliens. 2 seconds later, you will have a make-believe video where I'm actually pretending to fight with the aliens. So what happens to the movie industry? they get routed out, right? So, but does it mean that AI is going to replace anyone or any of the industries? No, it's only going to augment them. That's our aim in Healthy Vignettes, to augment healthcare. Let me talk about a few of the issues that are inherent in healthcare today. In my opinion, maybe it's a little challenging to hear it, or maybe it's not provocative to make the statement, but healthcare, in my opinion, is broken for various reasons. Let me explain why. Most of the care is reactive than proactive. That means for every hospital, for every doctor, there are two different states: absolutely healthy, ill or disease state. It's not true. When you look at all the diseases, they fall into three baskets. The first basket is that of congenital diseases. That means all the babies that are born with inherent diseases. We're not talking about those. We're not talking about all the infectious diseases where there's a known etiology and a known resolution procedure. We're talking about diseases that are 80% of the lot, which is a chronic diseases. They don't happen in a day. There's nothing like a happy, normal state and the next day there's a disease state. These take about 20 years in the making. Yesterday at the dinner, we were just talking about one specific example. So we know cancer is a dreaded disease. Cancer never happens in a day. It takes almost about 5 years for a small number of cells that have gone rogue in the body, because cancer cells are your own body cells, and they go through transformation. That means there is erroneous reproduction that's happening in these cancer cells that gives rise to cancer. So from a few cells that are not bound by any rules and regulations that are determined in the body to actually becoming a cancer that affects the entire functionality, it takes about 5 years. So instead of tackling a disease that is spread in the body, if we go 5 years backwards and treat the disease, most of chemotherapeutic agents that we have today will work. So that's what it is. We need proactive care and not reactive care. How can that come in? I'll talk about it in one of my products that we are designing. The second problem is data is in silos. For example, this case actually happened in the Mayo Clinic. So there was a patient that was known to me, and the patient had a pacemaker put into her body, and she also developed lung cancer. So there was radiation. The doctors that were treating, oncologists that were treating, or radiologists that were treating the patient did not bother to check the status of the pacemaker. They irradiated her. She died not because of her cancer, because her pacemaker failed. That's another example. Why everything is so super specialized in medicine today. One specialty forgets to look at the problems with the other specialty, or the patient, they forget that it's all in the same patient's body. It's not like as a patient, I would take my heart out and give it to a cardiologist or get it treated with a cardiologist and come back. Also, all the problems that I have would all be treated by different medications. All the medications go into me at the same time. That means there could be cross reactions. There could be one medication effectively hampering the effectiveness of another medication. So all these problems, multiple problems need to be tackled at the same time, and true personalization is actually needed. Most of us take statins. I mean, I don't, but a lot of people here, I'm sure, take statins, right? Or doctors have prescribed statins. There was a study that was done recently, and it was published in the journal Nature, which said when 50 people take statins, it works only with one person. That's a staggering statistic, because 49 people are just popping in statins, not being benefited, but actually experiencing the side effects of statins, because statins act at the muscle level. You feel fatigued, you feel weak, all these things happen. I'm sorry, I can go on and on. Every time I look to my right, I know there's a time limit of 10 minutes. So I'm going to cut it short very quickly. So these are all the problems that one needs to resolve when we say that we want to make it democratic, we want to democratize healthcare, we want to actually help the patients, not harm them in any way. So I was a VC for about 3 years. I looked at the entire horizon of companies. I must have looked at about 500 companies in those 3 years. And when you evaluate that many companies, you totally understand what are the gaps that exist. And my association with the healthcare goes decades. And then when I actually looked at it, we've identified a few gaps, and that's the kind of products we're building. First product we're building, which we will be implementing in Manjumal very soon, it's called the Clinical Minion. So again, to emphasize, we're not replacing anybody, we are only augmenting the functionalities that are provided by the physicians and the nurses. Because 50% of the time, the nurses are filling up the forms. Even if it is a solution, a digital solution or an EHR, still the values are keyed in. A, there could be errors. B, it's a waste of time because doctors are highly trained and I'm sure they understand how much of their training goes in actually interacting with the patient and how much patients deserve the empathy that the doctor can provide. So what we want to do is to take away the intellectual drudgery that exists so that we have built a tool, the Minion tool, just assists in this whole process, takes the information, automatically feeds it into the backend EHR. For example, DataMate could be integrated with us and our tool will take all the data with minimal errors. That's something I would like to emphasize. With minimal errors. When we test our tool, we're getting 97% accuracy. And we have looked at all insertions, deletions, every possible kind of error that could occur in cataloging the medical information, and we find 97% error-free information going into the backend because we built algorithmic validation at the backend. So there's a first tool. And the doctor, it all happens in real time. There's no lag at all. There's no latency as we call it. So the doctor, when he sits down on his desk and he has the patient in front of him, his attention is not being shifted to looking at the numbers, not understanding what the numbers are going to be, or having to look at multiple records to sift through. He can analyze every piece of information regarding that patient in real time without having to divert the attention of the patient, showing all empathy. Another thing this AI is capable of, it doesn't take leave, it doesn't take lunch breaks, it never gets tired, it's full of empathy. Actually, there's a study that was done that showed that these AI agents are capable of more empathy, in fact, because they never get tired and they don't even go on strike. So that's the kind of first product that we want to supply Manjumal with, completely free of cost. And then we will help them validate it, we'll help them integrate it, and we also want to work with DataMate on the same front. And they already have a beautiful product, and I want to make sure that we augment the product to fit the AI narrative, and we also want to make use of the years of experience they have, because we are a small company, we are an innovation company. And the second tool that we're building already, which we will be validating here, would be the personalization tool. As I explained earlier, every person is different from the other person at the genomic level, at the epigenomic level. Epigenome is, we all have a component of genome, and only a part of it gets expressed at any given point in time. And that varies even within a person over a period of time, right? And there are stress factors that affect the epigenome. Stress was a good thing to have centuries ago because we wanted to survive in the wilderness. But today, stress is almost self-induced, and that impacts our life so badly that I've heard of cases where a 16-year-old has had a heart attack. Those are the things we want to prevent using AI. So complete personalization of treatment based on genomic, epigenomic, metabolomic, transcriptomic. I can explain what all this means to any of you who's interested. I don't want to bore because also the time is ticking next to me. So having said that, we want to create, when a patient walks in at the age of 40, 45, whatever is the age, we want to be able to provide them with the help of the tools we're building in an algorithmically validated way, completely personalized treatment. Those are the two systems that we would be implementing here, and I'm happy to discuss any of these in detail with any of you who might be interested. And then we are also talking about additional initiatives with the help of Ajish, talking about research and development, which is a pipeline, which creates a pipeline for innovation in an internationally compatible manner. So there are multiple things that we would love to I would love to collaborate with Manjumal on. Thank you. Did I do it in 10 minutes?
Thank you, ma'am, for significant step towards enhancing healthcare service in Maldives. He is a seasoned healthcare professional with over a decade of experience in healthcare management and operations. He begins his career in 2010 as a healthcare executive at ADK Hospital, where he developed a strong foundation in hospital administration and patient care. In 2014, he was appointed Managing Director of Medicare Hospital, leading its strategic growth, operational efficiency and service excellence in Maldives. Couple of years back, Mr. Shyam founded Crystal Medicals in Maldives, where he currently serves as a managing director. His leadership focused on expanding access to quality healthcare, introducing innovative medical solutions and strengthening healthcare infrastructure. His extended experience and dedication make him a key figure in advancing Maldives' healthcare landscape. Now I invite Mr. Muhammad Shyam, Managing Director of Crystal Medical Maldives to introduce MOU. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. So Ms. Aziz is one of very a good friend of mine, so he communicated me to collaborate this St. Joseph Hospital to Crystal Medicals. So we have a long discussion about the expansion of the Crystal Medicals. I said yes, we could go more forward. So now is the time to collaborate with the Joseph Hospital, and the Crystal is, we are going to the next level. We hope so after the collaborations. And Maldives is one of the best tourist destination in the world. So a lot of tourists are visiting for the Maldives as a vacation for the holidays. So the last year also 2.5 million guests arrived in the Maldives. So through the Joseph Hospital, St. Joseph Hospital, I think we can collaborate and we can extend it our services to the throughout the nation. And the other hand is a lot of Maldivians, because our healthcare is still developing, so a lot of Maldivians are traveling for their healthcare services in Maldives. So after our collaboration, I hope we can do such a small surgeries and things, and later on we can establish in Maldives. So furthermore, the investigation for other kind of things, we can bring it patients in the Joseph Hospital, and we can move on that. So I think this collaboration is a good step to move forward for the Crystal Medicals and Joseph Hospital. So near future we will have another clinic in the next developing island is called for Hulumale. So after this year we are going to extend our services to Hulumale and as well as the resorts. I think this collaboration will be strengthened to our healthcare in Maldives. Thank you.
We now proceed to the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding. I invite Reverend Father Raju Polakarambil OCD, Dr. Jyoti Devakumar and Mr. Muhammad Shyam to come forward to sign the MOU for formalizing this esteemed partnership.
together.
Yeah.
Should be last one. Should be last name. Should be healthy.
Absolutely.
Should be cooperative.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you all parties involved for your commitment to this collaboration. The signing of MOU signifies shared vision for advancing healthcare service and fostering innovation. Next, we move on to the memento distribution. Now I invite Dr. Jyoti Devakumar, founder and CEO of Healthy Wignets, to accept the memento. I also request Father Jimson Rodriguez, Associate Director, to present it. Now I invite Mr. Muhammad Shia, MD of Crystal Medicals Maldives, to accept the memento. I also request to Father Anup Pratap, Associate Director, to present it. Now I move on to the word of thanks. Good evening everyone. On behalf of St. Joseph Hospital Trust Manimal, I stand before you with immense gratitude in my heart as we conclude this meaningful MOU exchange ceremony. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Almighty for His abundant blessing and for making this day wonderful. Special thanks goes to Reverend Father Larju Polakarambil, Director of St. Joseph Hospital Trust, for his insightful presentation and unwavering leadership that continues to guide this institution towards great horizons. Thank you, Father. Thank you to Dr. Jyoti Devakumar, founder and CEO of Healthy Wignets, for your inspiring vision and willingness to be part of this journey with us. Your commitment to healthcare innovation is truly commendable. Thank you, ma'am. Our sincere appreciation to Mr. Muhammad Shia, Managing Director of Crystal Medicals Maldives, for joining hearts with us in this strategic partnership. We look forward to fruitful collaboration. Thank you, sir. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Abdul Aziz Ahmed in his absence, Senior Interventional Cardiologist and CEO of Crystal Medicals Maldives, for his invaluable contribution in making this day meaningful. Thank you, sir. A heartfelt thanks to our Associate Directors, Reverend Father Jimson Rodriguez and Reverend Father Anup Pratap, for your sincerity and effort to bring this institution to the best service of the nation. Thank you, Fathers. Thanks to Dr. M.N. Venkateswaran, Medical Superintendent, for his blissful presence. Thank you, sir. We are grateful to Mrs. Celine Matthew, our esteemed administrator, for the warm and gracious words of welcome that reflects the spirit of collaboration and commitment that defines St. Joseph Hospital Trust Manimal. Thank you, madam. A heartfelt thank you to Sister Liji George and Sister Sandhya for beginning our event on a soulful note with beautiful prayer song and that truly set the tone of today. Thank you both. To all the dignitaries, guests, in charges and well-wishers present here today, thank you for being with us and witness this significant milestone. Thank you all. Last but not least, I extend my appreciation to everyone behind this scenes who worked tirelessly to make this event success. Thank you everyone. On behalf of St. Joseph Hospital Trust Manimal, once again I extend our deepest appreciation to all guests, partners and attendees for presence and your support. We embark a journey together and help for future. Thank you all.
സൈലൻസ് വരുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കും ഒരു ബോധന വിശ്വസം കൂടി നമ്മൾ നടത്തുകയാണ്. നമ്മളുടെ പ്രിയങ്കരനായിട്ടുള്ള സൈമൺ അച്ഛൻ്റെ ബർത്ത്ഡേ ആണെന്ന്. അപ്പോൾ അച്ഛൻ ഒരു വർഷമായിട്ടില്ല വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആ സമയത്തിനുള്ളിൽ തന്നെ എല്ലാവരുടെയും മനസ്സിൽ പിടിച്ചെടുക്കുവാൻ അതിന് സാധിച്ചു. ബോത്ത് പേഷ്യൻസ് ആസ് വെൽ ആസ് ദ സ്റ്റാഫ്സ് ഹിയർ. കാരണം അച്ഛൻ്റെ സൗമ്യമായിട്ടുള്ള നടക്കും. പിന്നെ എത്ര സമയം വേണമെങ്കിലും പേഷ്യൻസിനോട് കേട്ടിരിക്കാനുള്ള അച്ഛൻ്റെ നല്ല മനസ്സ്. അതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ അച്ഛൻ്റെ ഇത്ര വർഷത്തെ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് വെച്ചുകൊണ്ട് അച്ഛൻ്റെ പേഷ്യൻസിന് അവർക്ക് ആവശ്യമുള്ള രീതിയിലുള്ള ഉപദേശങ്ങളും സജഷൻസിനെ കൊടുക്കാനുള്ള ആ കഴിവ്, അതൊക്കെ എല്ലാം കൂടി ഇപ്പോൾ അപ്രീഷിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുകയാണ്. അതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ സൈമൺ അച്ഛനെ കുറിച്ച് സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ സൈമൺ അച്ഛൻ ഞങ്ങളുടെ മഞ്ഞമ്മൽ കർമ്മലിത്ത സഭയെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം വളരെ വലിയ ഒരു വ്യക്തിയാണ്. അച്ഛൻ്റെ ഇത്രയും നാളത്തെ പീസ്ഫുൾ ലൈഫിൽ അച്ഛന്മാരെ രൂപീകരിക്കുന്ന ആ ഒരു കാലഘട്ടത്തിലായിരുന്നു, ആ ഒരു ജോലിയായിരുന്നു അച്ഛനെ സഭയെ ഏൽപ്പിച്ചത്. അത് വളരെ മനോഹരമായിട്ട് തന്നെ അച്ഛൻ അത് ചെയ്യുകയും ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട്. എൻ്റെ 2 വർഷം എൻ്റെ സുപ്പീരിയറായിരുന്നു. ഞാൻ നോഷീറ്റ് ഉൾപ്പെടുന്ന ആ സമയത്തും അതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ ഞാൻ പ്രീഡിഗ്രിക്ക് പഠിക്കുന്ന സമയത്തും അച്ഛൻ എൻ്റെ സുപ്പീരിയറായിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടിട്ടുള്ള, ഞങ്ങളെല്ലാവരും എപ്പോഴും അനുകരിക്കണമെന്ന് ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്ന ഒരു വ്യക്തിത്വമാണ് സൈമൺ അച്ഛൻ. സൈമൺ അച്ഛൻ ഈ ജന്മദിനം ആഘോഷിക്കുമ്പോൾ, പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് സെൻറ്റ് ജോസഫ് ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിലെ ഒരു ബാക്ക്ഗ്രൗണ്ട് ഈ ജന്മദിനം ആഘോഷിക്കുമ്പോൾ അച്ഛന് സെൻറ്റ് ജോസഫ് ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിലെ പേരുള്ള എല്ലാവിധ ആശംസകളും പ്രാർത്ഥനകളും നേരുന്നതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ അച്ഛൻ ചെയ്യുന്ന ആ സൈലൻ്റായിട്ട് നിശബ്ദമായിട്ട് അച്ഛൻ ചെയ്യുന്ന ആ സർവീസിന്, ആ ഒരു ശുശ്രൂഷയെ എനിക്ക് നന്ദി അർപ്പിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി ഇവിടെ കൂടിയിരിക്കുന്ന ഐ തിങ്ക് ഈസ് an international celebration of birthday of Father Simon Sai. So once again we wish all together a happy birthday to you, Father.
അച്ഛൻ്റെ നല്ല വാക്കുകൾക്ക് നന്ദി. It's the international birthday celebration, the first time occasion. Thanks for everything. So with your permission, I will. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the participation. God bless you. Thank you.
You are watching India's first NGO television, Malanadu TV India.